Hi, this is Henna Fixation with your dose of Henna Fix, and today we're talking about online marketing. Most of the times I look at many online profiles of people who have been doing henna or just start doing henna, and this is something that I see. Either it is on Instagram or it's on Facebook. It says, on the information section that, oh, this is me and I've been doing henna in this area, DM me for inquiries. Or the same idea is on Facebook as well. This is me, I'm doing henna, contact me to do a henna session or something like that. And while that is a pretty good start, but that definitely is not the only thing that you should be doing. And before you all start jumping up on me, I just want to say clearly that this is something that I've learned, and I always talk about this in the Henna Pro series, but again I want to mention that this is something that I have learned based on my experiences. And quite honestly, if I could go back in time and tell these things to myself, I would really save a lot of time and a lot of disappointments in life. So I am glad that we are here talking about this, and I am basically talking to myself in the past, and you happen to be listening, so I hope you benefit from this as well. So first thing I want to mention when it comes to your online marketing is a website. I know that it sounds pretty crazy, and a lot of people are not really feeling the websites these days because people tend to think that everybody lives in social media, but honestly not everybody is in social media, and you want to have a professional appearance. How many websites that you have been to, how many businesses that you've been to, whether it's big computer companies or it's either small businesses in your local area, and their website makes a huge impact on how you think. You see, when I think of online marketing, I don't know much. It's not like I'm an expert on this, but I look at what impresses me. When I look at a business and I go on their website, it looks kind of crappy. It doesn't look put together, or it is like 10-20 years old, at least it feels like it anyway. It really makes a difference of what I think about that business, how I approach that business, how I interact with that business, and whether if I want to even have any relationship with them. So I think of that for my own business as well. When I started to build my website, it went through a lot of changes. I went through many different channels, and I think it took about a year for me to be okay with that old website that I have. And now it's a newer website, and finally I was thankfully able to do that. I have my sister who helped me out a lot. Thank you, sister. And so now it is, I think, a website which I'm truly happy with. And you know what? I know for a fact that my opinion of that is going to change in a couple of months. I'm going to change some words around. I'm going to change some titles around. And probably, I don't know what I'm going to change around, but I am sure that I will change some things around. And that is something I want to focus on, that it's okay if you want to change it around. It doesn't have to remain the same. And in fact, maybe it's even essential that you do change it around, because there's no way that you're staying the same as you did, when you created that website. You're changing every single day. And especially in business, you probably are changing, making huge strides in a couple of months if you're constantly working on your business. So I highly recommend having a website that represents who you are, that represents your business, and whoever is on the outside, they have not met you, they have not seen you, all they see are words on the screen, whether it is through your social media or whatever, they need to know who you are, and a website does a really good job in doing that. So now that we're moving away from the website and now into something more tangible, something that people can hold on to, because whether it is you who they're meeting or it might be somebody else that has done henna from you before, they are carrying a memento from you. That memento is in a form of their own henna that they've received, or it might be the business card that you've given to them. And those business cards need to make a huge impact. Those business cards are there when you are not there. So they're doing the talking for you. Right? People may or may not go on their website, but people definitely are going to hold something in their hands, and they will look at it at least for a couple of seconds. And those seconds, you want to be a good one. So as is with everything online, you want it to represent who you are. So, spend some time working on your business cards. You're going to change them around, and that's okay. If you have the capacity to be able to hire somebody to do that for you, that's great. I'm happy for you. But I know that I didn't, and a lot of you probably don't have that capacity to hire somebody to make the business cards for you. So there are many online resources where you can actually design your own cards and get them shipped out to you. There's so many of them, I don't even know where to start. I know where my preferences are, but I think in the beginning what everyone I know goes for is Vistaprint. And although Vistaprint is great, this is something that I recommend when you're going to these kind of websites. try to stay away from stock images. You know, try to have your own designs, either come up with your own logo, do something creative, even if it's your name, even if it's like, I don't know, your initials, or you know, your business initials, or whatever you want to think. Try to stay away from stock images. I mean, I actually have noticed it myself. It was at a local place I was going to, and I was like, oh my god, I know this logo, because I started off at Vistaprint as well. I was on that website like there was no tomorrow, because this is all I could afford at that time. And so I knew those logos inside and out, and I realized that that did not give the business a unique appearance, and that wasn't really representing that business. And so I remember that now when I'm designing my own stuff. So I'm like, I just want to make sure that something that I'm doing is not going to be found on Google Images. It needs to be a little bit more unique to me, because this is how I want to represent my business. My designs are unique. I don't do the same thing twice. I rarely do the same thing twice. I don't really copy designs. Everything kind of comes off from me. So this is how I represent my business, and this is how I want people to look at everything that I do. Whether they go online, I want them to look at something unique. When they go on the business cards they're holding in their hands, I want them to be something unique, something memorable. So I did post a video of what I have in my henna gear. You can see my business cards over there. I will link that video down below. Make those business cards, spend some time on them, you know, spend at least an hour on them, trying to think of what you like, what you don't like about them, and don't order everything on the same day. And I think that goes for everything, every online order. Take this as a life advice from somebody who does online shopping. Do not order everything the same day, okay? Just sit down, put things in your cart or in your profile or portfolio, whatever you're doing online, and wait for a day. Go to sleep, you know, wake up, have breakfast, and then go about and be like, do I still like this or not? And then if you still like it, go for it. If you still don't want it, then have no problem in deleting or editing that product. So just make sure that you spend some time creating those business cards and they represent you. Go to different websites, check some things out, and see what you like. Third thing I want to mention is, now a person has looked at you online. They have met you in a virtual setting through a business card, and now they're looking at you from the outside. So they might be looking at you from an event. Let's say you're doing a festival and you have your booth set up, or you're doing an event somewhere and you have your table set up, where you have your, you know, marketing materials and you have yourself. So I want to talk about this as a huge one packet, which is the most important packet that you will have. Some people, when it comes to events, setting up booths, are really clear cut. They're truly minimalistic. They don't do any extra hanging, you know, curtains or fabric. They just have something black and white, or, you know, two colors they have in their booth, and this is how they represent their business. And that is totally fine. If that's their preference, this is how they want everybody to be, and that's totally okay. On the other hand, there are some people who are very eccentric. They spend 3 hours setting up their booth. Even if it is a one-day booth, they will spend 3 hours setting it up. They will spend hours dressing themselves up. They would have this appearance that they're bringing to people, and that is totally fine too. What's important here is, where do you land? Some people have a uniform they wear. You know, they will have a black shirt maybe or something, and it has their business name on the back or on the front, or whoever. That's their business. And there are others whose uniforms are, I don't know, costumes, or, you know, tie-dyes, or they have many different unique and some things that makes them who they are. Now, I am not saying that one is better than the other. I am in no position to say that. I have absolutely no authority to say that. Each of them have their own preferences, and each of them have found their way while going through all of these different changes. I am positive that, no, I have not asked them this, but I am positive that they went through a changing process in the beginning while they were finding who they were in the henna business. They probably created a minimum booth, and they probably created an extremely extravagant booth, and then they picked one or the other, and they found a balance in the middle, right? So you want to find your own balance in the middle. How is it that you want to represent yourself? I like to think that I like to give people a different experience when they come within my booth. I want them to step out of their routine a little bit, and when they enter my booth, at least have something unique that they have not seen before. This is how I like to do it. And I don't have uniforms in my booth. I don't like uniforms. They bore me. They don't excite me. I don't like them. They don't make me happy. And so I stay away from them. And that goes with a lot of things in my life. A lot of things happening at the same pace every single day, I don't appreciate them, I get bored of them, and I lose focus. And so this kind of translates into my business. And this is where I want to say something about being unique to yourself and being authentic to yourself. So there are different ways people do things, but one thing that human beings are known for doing is having different roles in life. So you have a role when you're with your family, you play a different role when you're at work, and you play a different role when you're with your friends. It's not like you're different people, it's just that you have different roles that you're playing, and there's nothing wrong with playing those roles. When it does become problematic is the role that you're playing is inauthentic to yourself. It's not who you are. You're playing a role, maybe you're like playing a gangster in your henna booth. Maybe that's not who you are. You're not a gangster, so stop acting like one. So you just want to be authentic and true to who you are. So play those roles, but stick to your core beliefs. Stick to who you associate yourself with. Stick to who you sleep at night with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Stay true to yourself while giving a very unique and amazing experience to your clients. One important ingredient when it comes to setting up a booth is you and the people inside that booth. Who are those people? Something that really bothers me is if I'm going to any sort of, either it's a store, whether it's a department store or whatever store, and the employee and the people who work there are completely without any energy. They seem unenthusiastic. It's like they don't want to be there. If they don't want to be there, then why would I want to be there? So when somebody is coming into your henna booth, be energetic, be excited about the product that you're giving them. It's a service that you love, hopefully. That's why you're doing it. So just put it out there and you love it. And I know that you will talk about some things so many different times. You're going to talk about what henna is 50 times. They're going to talk about, what it isn't about 200 times. And that's totally all right. And I know it's going to get boring and it's going to get really redundant. But honestly, that person who's coming to ask you that question for the first time that's the first time they're coming to you. Other people that you've talked to 50 times, they were other people. This person is coming to your business space and is asking you a question, wants to get acquainted with you and possibly give you business. You want to be welcoming, you want to be open, you want to be smiling, and you're like, I don't care, somebody asked me this question 50 times already, I'm gonna give it the best answer the 51st time. This is the attitude that you have to have. If you have a booth assistant and she's or he is not looking too excited and who's just laid back, is not really giving a lot of energy to people, well, you need to reconsider that person. Have a conversation with them and be like, you're not inviting people into my booth with this kind of attitude. You are the business owner, so put yourself out there and understand and teach people how to do it. And if it's you yourself, you might be having a very terrible day. You probably had a couple of clients who could care less about what you have to do, but doesn't matter. That new person coming in your booth is that new person. Give them your love, give them the attention, and share with them the passion of henna you have, and I'm sure that they're going to leave with an impression that is unlike any other. And then lastly is a social media. One of the good advices that I have learned from people is that you want to be where the people are. So people are in social media. They are online nowadays. They are on Snapchat. They are on, Instagram, Facebook, and I don't know, there's so many different ones out there now. They are over there, so you want to be there with them. However, be authentic to your business. Carefully decide what you're going to put on those social media profiles. I have cats, and I am a huge lover of cats. A lot of the pictures I have on my phone are just cats. But does that mean that I have cats on my Henna Fixation business profile? No, I don't. If you are to visit my Instagram page or my Facebook page, there are really not that many cats over there. So I have actually a personal account for those kind of things. I have my personal, where I have my friends and people who I know, and then I have a business profile where people can come to me and they've never met me, or even if they have, this is a business image that I'm portraying to them. So, and that, again, that image needs to be coherent throughout the social media world, throughout the internet world, throughout your website, throughout your business cards. Try to have a very coherent, a very authentic, a unique experience for everybody who goes to visit all of your different places. They want to see professionalism not only on your webpage, but they also want to see it when they meet you in person. They want to see it when they go visit your portfolio online. So this is my advice would be for you, is to be cohesive, be coherent, work on it, spend some time, don't just haphazardly create anything, really work at it. And like I said before, I hope that you're not offended by any of this. It's something that I have learned throughout my experiences as a henna business owner, and I do wish somebody had told me that earlier. So I hope that you're benefiting from this, and if you are benefiting from this, I really appreciate if you would like my video and share it and comment below. Let me know. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say, and it really does motivate me to keep creating and finding more content for you guys. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, henna on.